Improving the jury deliberation process wasn't to make it more robust, fair, or even accurate. It was to make it faster. He wanted to reduce the backlog of cases clogging up his court docket. The students were mortified. They thought they were single-handedly fixing the sometimes brutal consequences of an imperfect judicial system. Instead, they were unwittingly responsible for making it, in their eyes, a little bit less perfect. They may have finished the year with an A on their report card, but they felt completely defeated. 20 years later, Jason is now a professional market researcher. He tells this story to new researchers to teach them the importance of being clear on objectives before they embark on a research project. Instead, he could simply tell them, "Experience suggests it is very important to be clear on your objectives before you start your research project." But that wouldn't be nearly as effective, would it? By telling a story, Jason lets his audience learn a lesson almost firsthand and experience what it would feel like to not be clear on objectives up front and suffer the consequences. Experience is the best teacher. A compelling story is a close second. This account illustrates the power of storytelling in business. But until recently, storytelling was about as welcome in the workplace as a crayon doodle on a napkin. It was considered too imprecise and trite for professional dialogue. Not so anymore. Like the personal computer, once considered a toy and unworthy of a place on any serious leader's desk, storytelling has come of age. Today, many of the most successful organizations on the planet intentionally use storytelling as a key leadership tool. Micorsoft, Nike, Motorola, 3M, Saatchi & Saatchi, Berkshire Hathaway, Eastman Kodak, Disney, Costco, Bristol-Myers Squibb, Southwest Airlines, FedEx, Proctor and Gamble, Armstrong International, Mary Kay Cosmetics, Kimberly Clark, The Container Store, REI, Northwestern Mutual, NASA, and the World Bank. Many of these companies have assigned a high-level corporate storyteller to capture and share their most important stories. At Nike, all the senior executives are designated corporate storytellers. Several companies actively teach storytelling skills to their leaders. Kimberly Clark, for example, has held 2-day seminars to teach its 13-step program for crafting a story and structuring presentations using them. 3M banned bullet points years ago and replaced them with a process of writing strategic narratives. Procter and Gamble has hired Hollywood movie directors to teach its senior executives storytelling techniques. And some storytellers at Motorola participate in outside theater and improvisational groups to hone their story skills. Some forward-thinking business schools, like at Notre Dame and DePaul University, have even added storytelling courses to their management curriculum. So how did we get here? How did storytelling go from an office obscurity to a defining characteristic of leadership? The short answer is that it was simply returning to the natural order of things. The better question might be, why did it take a temporary hiatus to begin with? To answer that question, consider the role of storytelling before the printing press, a time noted by professional storyteller Jack McGuire when communication among people almost always went directly from mouth to ear. Back then, telling stories was a major means of conducting day-to-day business. After all, when human beings themselves are the medium, even work-related messages tend to be narrative in style and experiential in content. Actually, for most of man's history on the earth, storytelling was a natural part of leadership. Training coach and best-selling author Margaret Parkin points out that before the printed word, storytelling existed in every nation, each with its own traditions. The Celtic culture had its bards and druids. The Norsemen of the Scandinavian countries told sagas. The Islamic countries listened to teaching from